Well, good afternoon, everybody. It is a hot day today, and I am super excited because I am on my way to my very first flight lesson. Gonna get in the sky today. It looks like a great day. It looks, definitely not hazy like last weekend when we had all that Saharan dust come into town, but I can actually see blue sky. There are some clouds, but they are way up in the sky, so our ceilings are pretty high, so I don't think there's going to be any reason we don't get into the sky today. I've been waiting a long time to do this, and it's a great way to start off this new channel with our family and the adventures that we're going to have, because we love to travel, and we just love getting out and doing things. And so that's what this channel is going to be all about, is our adventures on how we get out and about and how we do things. Welcome to the channel. We hope you like it. As you watch, make sure you click that subscribe button and the bell notification as we start winding things back up, getting able to travel. We lost a bunch of our travel plans this year because of COVID-19. Me and my wife, we missed our Disney trip. Me and my daughter missed a cruise we were going to take together, a daddy-daughter cruise. We missed a family cruise that got canceled for July, and then our secondary choice got canceled for September already. But we are always looking for ways to travel, so there'll be times when we travel by car, there'll be times when we travel by commercial plane, and hopefully soon there'll be times that we're going to travel by private plane. That's one of the next steps I want to do. I want to buy myself an airplane and fly this great country of ours. So we'll see you when we get over to Fort Worth Spinks Airport and get things set up for a flight lesson. See you then.
Okay, so go ahead and taxi up there. Then we're going to get the weather. Good afternoon, Spinks Ground, Cessna 8239 Lima over on the east side with Bravo, ready to taxi VFR West.
Number 8239 Lima, Spinks Ground, runway 17 right, taxiway Charlie, cross 17 left.
Charlie, cross 17 left, going to 17 right, 39 Lima. Remember to keep your feet on the brakes, so we're good to go. We'll go off, we'll go straight so you can add a little bit of power in. There you go, so move all the way down to the end. Okay, now swing it around. Add a little bit of power to help you through the turn. There you go, straighten it out.
Alright, before takeoff. Normal takeoff.
Yep, so once we get permission, we'll line up on the runway. We'll make sure our feet aren't on the brakes. We'll slide our heels down to the floor. We'll apply full power all the way in. Once we get to about 60, 65, start coming back on the yoke. That's rotation speed. We'll take off and we'll climb out at 80 up until about 1,200 feet where we'll make our turn.
All right.
Good afternoon, Spinks Tower 8239 Lima, holding short of 17 right on Charlie, VFR West.
That's 8239 Lima, Spinks Tower, runway 17 right, clear for takeoff, right turn out approved.
Clear for takeoff, 17 right turn out approved, 39 Lima. There you go. Okay, we got 17 right. Okay, so heels on the floor, feet off the brakes, and full power. Okay, there's 60. So rotate nice and softly. Fine, to let it lower the nose and let it accelerate. There you go, there's 80. There you go, start a nice soft turn off to the west.
Alright.
There you go, so we'll level out here at 1800.
Okay.
We got some kind of the low clouds out west, so pull the power back to about 23. Add a little bit more down trim too.
So that'd be
Up. There you go, that's down trim. There you go. Let's keep it here until we're out west.
all right.
you go. Once we're across this highway, we'll do a clearing turn.
Okay.
So you're going to bank at about 30 degrees, and we're going to go 90 to the right, and then 90 back to the left.
Okay.
So to kind of make an L shape. That helps us look for traffic.
You can really see that cell up north from here.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and start your turn.
Not seeing anything here.
There you go. So roll out for a second. And then want to check the right. Then check the left. And now roll back to the left. There you go, and roll out. Check your left, check your right again.
Looks like we're all alone up here.
Okay. So what we're going to do first is we're going to do a 30-degree turn, 360 degrees.
Okay.
So go ahead and do that to the left, then right.
All right, so we'll go left first.
There you go, roll out. Now go right into a right one.
That's fun right there.
What we're going to do next is steep turns, and the trick to these is learning to look outside more than inside.
Okay.
Because you'll see things happen a lot quicker outside than the instruments will have time to catch up.
Gotcha.
Usually when the instruments say that you've been sending 200 feet already, you usually have been doing that for a couple of seconds.
Gotcha. So am I rolling out or just getting steeper?
Yep, roll out. And now what we're going to do is we're going to roll to 45. So that's about halfway in between the 30 mark and the 60 mark.
All right. Any direction or?
Your choice.
All right, let's try left first.
Okay. There you go. There you go. Keep that back pressure in. More back pressure.
Yeah, it really wants to lose it when you get that steep.
Uh-huh. So you can see the difference between 30 and 45 degrees.
Yeah.
Which is why we don't want to do 45 very much. There you go. Go ahead and start rolling out.
All right, and then into the right one.
Yep.
Feel that one in your pants a lot more right there.
There you go, more back pressure. As soon as you roll into it, you need to start adding back pressure.
You're not feeling G's, you're not doing it. That was 360 right there.
Go ahead and, yeah, go ahead and climb up to 4,000.
4,000?
Yep. There you go, this is good. Okay, so my airplane.
Airplane?
So I'm going to show you slow flight. Slow flight's exactly what it sounds like. We're just flying slow. So what I do is car seat's on, power back to 15. Now I'm going to put in all the flaps, all the way to 40 degrees. Okay, and I'm going to hold about 60. 60 is a good number to hold this airplane.
Okay.
So the first thing I want you to understand is, look at this.
It's
How
sloppy.
ineffective they are. It's not much airflow. But the elevator and the rudder are pretty effective. So you need to be aware of that.
Okay.
You want to hold your altitude. So now your throttle controls your altitude. So if I wanted to go down, I'd just take out the throttle, and the nose would naturally kind of fall a little bit, obviously. But we want to hold our airspeed, so we kind of use our pitch to hold it. So if I want to send, kind of let the nose fall, but I'm still holding it up more than it would. So that's kind of how it is. So you take over and you feel it, kind of get used to it. Kind of do some turns, turn out to the south here. Hear that stall horn. It usually comes on about 5, 10, 15 miles an hour over your stall, or where it should stall. This airplane, it stalls when it wants to. You'll realize that about most airplanes. Markings are there, and it works for one airplane, it probably won't work for the next. It'll be close, though. Okay, I'll show you a power off stall here. Be good. So, power off stall is representing coming into land.
Okay.
Pretty simple. Power goes out, and you just hold the nose up. I keep it coordinated. I'm just looking straight ahead, looking at the clouds. If it moves off to one side, I use the rudder and correct it. Don't use the ailerons. Here it comes. There it is. Nice and soft. Lower the nose, get the power in, keep it down. Once you get to about 60, start bringing the flaps up. I like to go up at 10. So I just hold it up until we got about 10 degrees, and now I'm climbing. Now I put the last bump up, and I really make sure I'm climbing. And there you go. Now I can accelerate to 80, and I'm good. See how that goes?
Yeah.
It's nice and simple, nice and soft. We lost maybe about 150 feet. That should be the goal. I'm going to lower the nose here, and we're going to... I'll show you an emergency descent real quick.
All right.
So emergency descent, 45-degree bank, and let it accelerate to about 120. I'm doing that just to get under the clouds, see if they're kind of closing in a little bit.
Gotcha.
This is the quickest way to get down. We should peg the 2,000.
So you're just 45 and letting the plane do its thing going down.
Yep, accelerate to 120. Now that we're down here, I'm going to clear the engine. And we're going to do our regular engine out procedure. So first thing you want to do is airspeed.
Okay.
Best flying this airplane, the checklist says 65. It meant knots, not miles an hour. 65 knots, and this is about 75, 80 miles an hour.
Okay.
You want to get it there, and you want to trim it. You want to make it work for you. You don't want to have to do a whole lot of work when your engine quits. Next place is we're going to pick a good place to land.
Okay.
Now, we are spoiled for choice, obviously. So I'm going to try to pick something that's easy to see. So I'm going to pick this right road here that goes south in that field. That way we have like a center line and all that, but you just pick an open field.
Okay.
This way you can kind of see what I'm doing. So I keep it in sight. I remember where it is. Next, I grab the checklist. Now, we're not actually going to do anything on the checklist. I don't want you turning the engine off on me. We're going to pretend. I'm going to clear the engine here. I do it about every 500. Okay, so boom, go for it.
So aircraft control, glide speed 65s. Talking about wind direction, assess it.
It's calm. It doesn't matter.
Right now, we got it. Choose a landing site. We said the road that we just flew over. Check. Fuel selector valve is on both tanks. It's on both tanks. The mixture is rich. Yes, it is. Magnetos are on both. So would I flip that over to both instead of start?
It's on both.
Okay, it's on both.
So you try to restart it.
All right, so you're basically trying to restart the engine. Master switch is on. Nobody bumped it with me. Let's see. Fuel gauges. So our fuel gauges are still balanced. We got fuel, oil pressure, and temperature. We have oil pressure and temperature. Try to restart engine. Boom, boom, boom. Fuel valve, mixture, and magnetos to off. So if it doesn't start, I guess you're turning it off.
So there's less risk of a fire. Yep.
Got it. All right, and then it says radio 121.5 declare emergency. Mayday. Then transponder to 7700. Tighten seat belts and open doors. Flaps is required.
So the big thing is you got to remember the two most important is airspeed and best place to land. That will make sure you survive. Checklist is just trying to restart the engine if you've done something wrong. If you're below about 1500 AGL like we were, you aren't going to have time for the checklist.
Skip it, land the plane.
Well, usually what happens is whatever you just did, so if you leaned it out or something, undo it. You change fuel tanks and the engine stops, undo it. Put it back to how it was running before.
Gotcha.
It's usually that simple. If you're up above that, you have time for the checklist, but you just got to make sure you don't fly in a straight line away from it.
Gotcha.
From where you goes your point. You want to kind of circle over it. So you got to remember that. And then, let's see. So you just want to get through the big points. Survive. Okay,
Gotcha.
so go ahead and climb us back up to 1800 and start a left turn here. We're going to kind of start making our way back. start your turn. Slide in our second notch. Now this is really where it takes effect. So if I want to go down, I'm holding 80 already, so I just take out a little bit of the power.
Yep.
Hey, you see it descending. If I add it back in, I'll have to raise the nose a little bit. What you don't want to do is you don't want to get low and slow. Because what happens is you try to drag it in and it usually doesn't end up very good.
Right.
I like kind of a steeper approach. See, we got like 3 wide. I kind of like coming in slightly high.
Yep.
172, we'll slow down. Got plenty of runway. Engine quit here, I can make the runway. Or at the very least, grasp and then roll onto it. Now the power goes out about here when we're on here.
Okay.
Doors coming in. You just kind of let it do its thing. I don't care about the air humidity when we're over where we want to hit. This is the round out. So I'm just bleeding off airspeed.
Like we were doing in slow flight till we...
Yep. Just like this. We're just keeping the nose up. And we hit. Lower the nose softly. Like that. And relax. RP's off. Flaps go up because that helps the braking.
Gotcha.